Let's make sure we live. So check to make sure we live. We good. Look like we live. So everything is in its proper place. I'm not gonna hold this up. I won't be here long. I am definitely in the middle of something, but I wanted to go live because I haven't went live in about a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks, and I wanted to get on here and touch bases with a couple entrepreneurs. I have one person lined up, and I want to get maybe one or two more people lined up. And basically, I want to talk about the entrepreneurial journey. So, the reason that I wanted to invite people to this particular live is because there are entrepreneurs everywhere. And I don't want to hog it up and I don't want to make it seem like I'm the only person out here doing business. I want to introduce people to other entrepreneurs. Now, I have a specific few entrepreneurs in mind, and if I don't get them on here tonight, I'll definitely get them on here in the next week or so. But I may do this every other night or so. I may do this tomorrow. But I want to get some entrepreneurs in the building. So for the people who don't know me, as you see under there, it says JP1 Entrepreneur Acceleration Coach. JP1 is obviously a nickname, and it comes from Jackpot, the chosen one, which was an name that I had as an entertainer and I still use as an entertainer. But I will professionally be known as Alvin C. Hill, the fourth NBA in a few weeks. I just wanted to talk about my entrepreneurial journey. For the people who don't know me or don't know a lot about me, I am a 10-time felon. And that's just in my adult life. I have other felonies as a juvenile, but I don't try to brag on that. But you want to tell your story enough. And people don't understand the power of God, first of all, and the power of change. And in order for me to change, the first thing that I had to do was change my mindset. And I talk a lot about that. And that's what the entrepreneurial journey is mostly about. So when you see Entrepreneur Acceleration Coach, it's a reason that I do that. Now I'm adding systems and processes into my offerings. But as a personal journey, I have been in the streets all of my life. Like I only had one job as an adult, and that's when I was coming out of high school. I worked at Wendy's on 4th Street and out of Drive. I'm from Southwest Detroit. If some of y'all don't know, I grew up in Ben Harbor. I spent some time in Battle Creek, but most of the time, I'm going to claim Southwest Detroit is where I grew up at, where I had most of my action at. So in Southwest Detroit, I was a bit of a, I don't want to say a bully. I was a bit of a headache, and I was comfortable with that. I've never, um, I've never been ashamed of anything that I've done. So I had a lot going on. I've been in the streets. So going into 2017, I was on my way back to prison as an adult. This would have been my second prison term. I had already served 9 years in the states, and I was on my way to federal prison. And once I got in federal prison, and I just talked to this guy today, the day I got in federal prison, when I walked out to the yard, I turned myself in to do 60 months. And when I walked out to the yard, I bumped into a guy that I was in the state prison with. And he was like, "Look, man, they got school over there." So I'm like, "Yeah, that's cool." He a little older than me. It's a guy that I've taken guidance before. And it's a guy that I've seen make money in the streets. I don't want to put him on blast, but he on my friends list, and I've seen him, do good for himself before and after prison. So he was like, "Look, man, they got school over there. You still young. Get your ass in school." I say, "Man, you know what? That's not a bad idea. I got kids now. I can't keep running back and forth to prison." So I went and I signed up for school. I got in school, and that semester that came up, I started school like that August maybe, and I finished in 2 years. I got my associate's degree. I came home. I enrolled in Wayne State University for my bachelor's, and I got my bachelor's last year. In about actually less than 6 weeks, I'll have my master's degree. But while doing all of this, I bumped into a teacher in the school, and his name was Hank. And Hank was a consultant. And Hank was like, "Look, I love your business plans and everything that you're doing. Have you ever thought about being a business consultant?" And I was like, "Well, I already had did some music consulting." And I was like, "That's kind of the natural progression." So he gave me some information, probably some information that he didn't usually give out, his price list and different things like that. And I started to think about being a consultant. So I came home, and the first thing that I did was credit repair because my credit was shot after going to the feds. I've never had bad credit before. So I learned how to fix my own credit, and I start offering that as a service to my friends and family. After doing good for a few months, I offered it publicly. And I met someone in the group from where I learned credit repair. It was Credit Repair Cloud, and I met a guy named Asim Sharp, and Asim Sharp introduced me to business credit. So once he introduced me to business credit, he gave me access to a $3,500 course, and I went into this course and I learned everything the same way I had learned credit repair, and I started doing, you know, fumbling around, bumping my head with different software and things. So, going into this year, I said, "Look, it's time to lock everything down." I graduate in a few months, and I didn't plan on going to get my doctorate at the time. I've actually looked into it since, but I said, "Look, I'm about to get out of school. This consultant is going to be a full time thing. I need to lock down my systems and processes." And I settled on go high level to build a real life business builder on. If people don't know what that is, it's a CRM, a complete CRM system. You build websites, all of that in there. I'm not on this live to sell that, but if you got questions about that, just DM me and I'll give you more information about that. But it's definitely a game changer. So today, I realized that I am running a six-figure business while finishing school. So I basically did an audit on my business and everything that I had going on. So at this point, I offer personal credit repair, business credit building. I offer the CRM and coaching amongst other smaller services. And I built a six-figure business from scratch. I didn't have any uh, big lump sum of money. I literally fumbled around and did my thing. So, and what made me assess this is that I'm looking at, you know, graduation. I had to fill out some stuff for graduation, and I was like, "Dang," you know what I'm saying? I don't do a lot of audits on myself. I make adjustments as I go, but as I started to write things down today, I'm like, "Dang, I'm making over six figures a year," and it was time to talk about it because I was a person that had no legal experience. I came straight from the streets, straight from prison, and within 3 years, I've been home 3 years. February 24th, I've been in the I've been making six figures a few, well, the over the last year at least. So in doing that, I say it's a process to this. This is not a Rubik's cube. This is not rocket science. This is about setting up the right systems and processes, and it's about getting the right mentors. So I have Demetrius Palmer on now. I want to talk to him about his entrepreneurial journey. I'm going to bring him on the podcast and let him explain what he does and how he became successful at what he's doing. So let me unmute you and let you do your thing. You have to unmute your. There we go.
Yeah, I'm good, man. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Awesome, man. Awesome, man. How you doing today?
Man, I'm blessed. Like totally blessed, and even more so blessed than I thought I was.
Of course, man. I'll choose any day above ground,
Most
right? For sure, man. Yeah, man. So, first of all, thank you so much for allowing me the opportunity to come on here and just kind of, say a few words about just, myself and some of my experience in entrepreneurship and just, from my point of view and my perspectives. I actually didn't start my life off like most people as an entrepreneur typically, right? Like most people kind of don't decide to do that until they, feel like really taking action or making a change in their life, or, they have a dream or something. I have my background started in manufacturing and production. I'm from a small town in Ohio with a population around like 20 something thousand. Not really a lot to do. You graduate high school. If you don't go to college, you either go into a trade or you end up doing the 9 to 5 thing for the rest of your life, or you fall in, or you fall off. It's either one or the other. So I actually started in manufacturing and production. I've worked for companies like Scott's Miracle Grow, Alcoa, things like that. And it was actually like a crazy health journey that actually had me switch into entrepreneurship.
Mhm.
In 2014, I experienced a brain aneurysm, and then I discovered that I had a major birth defect on my spinal cord, which I had to have surgery on, and that left me paralyzed from the waist down. I had to learn how to walk all over again. Then I became an amputee a couple of years after that. So along that health journey, it kind of made me switch up my mindset, right? Like I was like, okay, like, well, for one, I wasn't prepared for any of this. And regular employment didn't prepare me much for this. And one thing that was big for me was I could have died and I wouldn't have left anything for my kids. But
Mm,
what a little 401k that's worth what 200 2 grand, something that I hadn't even really built up. So along that health journey, it made me switch things up. So once I lost my leg, I had no choice kind of but to sit down. There ain't nothing else to do. Sit down until you can get up again. So I actually discovered a passion for marketing indirectly. I was a music artist, like kind of just a hobby. So I was using marketing to promote myself as a music artist, but I didn't really know what I was doing, man. I was just playing around with Facebook. I was playing around with these platforms, like, running ads, trying to figure it out. But,
mhm.
I took a deeper dive after my health journey. And, 2017, I started studying more. Late 2018, got my certification from Google in digital marketing. I started learning by helping entrepreneurs that I knew that were friends of mine. A guy that ran an automotive shop, maybe a mechanic, those trades that people just go into right after high school. Started helping those guys with some lead generation, just some brand awareness, and me still getting my feet wet in my journey, and figuring out that process. Ultimately, I learned the bulk of my skill set from starting my own businesses. I started an entertainment company where we specialize in concerts and car shows. So, I can throw a concert from the time you think of who you want to bring, or you think of the idea, or you got a budget. I can find the talent, book the talent, negotiate the deal, find the venue, everything, sound, lighting, all that. Tickets. COVID kind of took me out. Obviously the entertainment industry suffered greatly from COVID-19. So I had to pivot. I wanted to stay in entrepreneurship. It felt good. I felt like I had control over my life, and it was a little bit more lucrative than what I was doing before, obviously, the 9 to 5. So I decided to go into automotive because it was deemed at the time an essential business. That's what they were keeping open. So I had no idea what I was doing. I was like, okay, well, automotive is cool, and I was like, well, I don't really have a mechanical degree, or I don't do engine work or anything like that. So how can I be beneficial here? Well, at the time, me and my girlfriend wife, had a Jeep Wrangler. And we're still together, but we're just not married yet. But had a Jeep Wrangler. So, and I had some upgrades done to that. And I was thinking, well, light bulb, right? Like I was like, okay, well, maybe other people would pay for these things. And then I had started noticing that community was very niche down, very close together. So I just did it. I had never even opened up a brick and mortar location before. Everything I had done was online or working with people on the internet. So I hadn't really had, any experience in doing that. So I'm not scared to try anything. I'll try anything. If I fail, I fail. If I don't fail, I don't fail. So I wung it. Dude, I found a building down the street from my house, literally like 5 minutes from my house, had a bay, had a waiting area. It was perfect. I put a bunch of money into this building before I even had a customer. I had no customers. I had nothing leading up to this. I was just solely
Mm.
relying on my marketing expertise to get this going. So boom, we get the shop going, ran the marketing for it, and it was successful. Come to find out, I was able to niche down and directly target who I was looking for, the ideal Jeep owner, not just any Jeep owner, but the Jeep owner who was interested in the stuff I sold, and those luxury upgrades, and being able to do that. So that was very successful up until I ran into supply chain issues. Like, I couldn't get products, couldn't get electronics. Everything was stuck in the ocean and shipping containers and all those excuses vendors and everyone were giving, which was in turn having me create an issue with my current customers. Some had pre-ordered, some had paid. It was a big headache. So it was at that moment, we tightened up all the loose ends we could, and we just decided to get out, and we closed that business. At that point, man, we had just got tired of being in Ohio, so we decided to sell our home and move south. So I'm actually in South Carolina now, instead of Ohio. We had a beautiful life in Ohio, man. We lived in a lake house, at a lake community. It was awesome. Great schools. It just I always wanted more, and that just wasn't it for me. For some people where we're from, that little small area, I peaked, right? Like that was it. Oh, you made it to the lake community, bro.
Yeah.
But I had no business in there, bro. Like I had no business in there. Like, but it was cool. People was cool. It was cool. I had like one neighbor that knew I ain't had no business in there. Like, he treated me like I ain't had no business in there. But other than that, everybody was cool. And now I'm just down in South Carolina trying to grind and build my marketing agency, Detour. Detour is simply a digital marketing agency that takes a different approach to how we serve our clients. Instead of using templatized methods and trying to pray and spray and doing all those things typical agencies do, I actually take a data driven approach to helping business owners make marketing decisions. So I actually analyze their online data and analytics for them,
Mhm.
and then consult them based off data on what decisions they should be making within their business model. So that's kind of just what I got going on right now, trying to build that consulting part of my marketing agency and just keep scaling from there.
So what's the real quick because a couple people have questions. So what's your Instagram for your business?
So the Instagram for my business should just be 1 second. I should know it by heart, but I really don't use it that much yet. Um, it's just my detour, MYDTURE. I don't even have any content on there yet. There's nothing on my Instagram page. I spend so much time with my clients that I don't. If you go look at my stuff, you'll be like,
Yeah.
this dude don't know what he's doing. Like, but
Okay.
I have case studies and I have proof of what I do.
Yeah.
And then my personal Instagram page is just underscore Michi Vega, MEECHIEVEGA. That's just my artist name.
MEECHIE.
IEVEGA.
Okay. I just want to make sure people can look you up if they want to look you up. So I have a couple insightful questions. So you spoke on being, going through everything with your physical abilities. So with the struggles that you had to go through with your physical abilities and overcoming those struggles, do you feel like overcoming those struggles made business easy for you? Like, look, I'm gonna struggle at this, but this isn't the type of struggle. This is nothing compared to what I had to go through in my personal life.
So a short answer, it did help. Uh, it gave me a different type of motivation, a different type of endurance, a different type of tolerance
Yeah.
for just existing as a person, let
Mhm.
alone existing as a person, fighting the daily demons and what people have to go through. And then I want to run a business, right? Like it's like, yo, what? Long form, no, because those are, to me personally, I kind of separate those things. So my health journey was my health journey, and it did give me endurance and strength and motivation. But running a business and building a business from the ground up is a monster. I mean, it is, it is, this is crazy, man. Like,
So even with what you just said with the Instagram, what people don't understand is when I came home, right? Like I just explained the background, but I came home. It's literally been 3 years and a month. What is today? 3 years and a month. In 3 days, it'll be 3 years and 1 month that I've been home. So when I came home, marketing was all lifestyle marketing. Like I watched everybody be loud. They jump out of airplanes and helicopters, and
yeah.
they show off all this, fake nice stuff that they don't really own. And it became like a big thing. So I'm watching all of this. So when I talk to my friends, I'm like, look, yo, I gotta go get my stunts up. I gotta get my front on, and I gotta do X, Y, and Z because I didn't have all of that. And I'm like, dude, I'm just coming home getting my life together. But I felt like, man, if I'm gonna do it, I gotta do it like this. So it was a certain type of pressure for me to be like, look, I'm a coach. And for me to be like, look, I'm not flashy like that. But what happened was people who understood me, and like you said, you got case studies, you got reviews, you got everything you need to say, look, what I'm doing is getting results. And a lot of people are going and buying into these lifestyle marketing people and they're getting burnt. And it's like, dude, you are watching these people do all of this stunting in front, and they've been talking about how fake rappers was since the 90s. Like rappers ain't really got the money. I'm talking about, you know what I mean? They've been talking
Mhm.
about the fronting and stunting. And it's
Oh yeah.
like, dog, y'all just bought into this again. Like we literally bought into rappers faking and fronting all over again. And I'm just glad that I didn't do it because it wasn't me. Even as a rapper, I wasn't a flashy dude, and I made a lot of money in the streets, like a lot of money. And even in some of the songs, I may say something like I had a song, I said a quarter million this, and then to a half now I call it focus.
Mm.
Anybody around me know I made a lot of money, and the feds know I did
Mm.
too. And I
Yeah.
only talk about it now because I'm off of papers and everything good. And I
Yeah.
and And even in my height of making all that money, I never was the flashy look at me person. I bought me a Lexus because I earned the Lexus, and my banker told me in order for me to build my credit, I had to get a car. And my idea was I'm not going to get just any car because I don't want to just go buy any car. Like now I'm gonna go get what I like. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So
Yeah.
other than that, I didn't do anything too flashy. So for you to be like, look, man, my Instagram barely have content, but I have case studies. I have all of this proof of concept to show that I actually have a grasp on what my business is. A person has to buy into that. And some people will not buy into that, but that's not your custom,
Yeah. And
right?
you know, it's not to cut, I don't want to cut you off, but
No,
it's so funny you bring that exact point up because that's honestly one of the reasons I don't have a bunch of visual aid to me personally or my business because I'm still trying to figure out what is the most valuable way I can represent myself online.
that
And it made it really hard for me to start the journey because it's like, okay, I sorry, that's my son in the refrigerator.
oh no, it's
Um
all good, bro. Even that's a part of entrepreneurship.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
My
yeah,
kids will jump on the live. They'll come jump on the live with me,
yeah.
bro.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
loving it. You don't even know how many Zoom calls I do, and people and their kids. I did one the other day. A lady, her granddaughter was jumping around like, bro. We live in an entrepreneurial life,
It's
and I
crazy.
love
I just
every
got done
aspect.
making dinner, dog. I got out of a meeting, had to drive home, make dinner, then finish some stuff up. But
Yeah.
one of the biggest obstacles I had was trying to figure out how I was going to represent myself because I don't want to drown myself in this pool of rapping marketers.
Hmm.
Like the Lambo, the suit and tie, the girl, like it's just all this cliche stuff that y'all are using to what prove that you can get someone results.
Yeah,
So
but
what?
that's not even what they proven though.
No,
The- It's
and
not.
go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
No, I was just saying that that's where people buying into it at. So when you get those type of people, so if you look and a lot of the times the people that's buying into that, they're looking for microwave results. They're not looking for realistic results. So you don't ever want to go and give a person all of that because they think they're going to get it as fast as you jumped on the Instagram or the Facebook or the YouTube with it. They think as fast as you landed that plane and jumped out that plane, they should get it.
Yeah.
You
They
right?
got me before.
Yeah, that's they not even ready to work for it. So people not even ready to buckle down and do what you do as an entrepreneur, right? They not ready to make those sacrifices as an entrepreneur because they're looking at the people that most of those people right now, uh, they're getting all of these scam cases and the dude Caesar Pena and all these people, they're getting all these scam cases because they sold this quick fix and entrepreneurship is not that. I don't care if it's a turnkey business that you buying, you have to put in work. If it was that easy, people wouldn't be selling it to you.
No, they wouldn't. And I'm immediately turned off. Just from a marketing standpoint, I'm immediately turned off when I see it.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, yo, like this is crazy. I actually thought about creating content to attack marketers who do that because I want to challenge y'all because I have conversations just like you do with other entrepreneurs and business owners all the time. And their biggest concern is, well, man, I've just been burnt in the past. And what happens is you get John, Jacob, and Jim who went to YouTube University and think they're a digital marketer now because they can boost a post or run an ad campaign when they didn't even go through the psychological part of learning it and
Hmm.
and and those going through those motions. And entrepreneurs nowadays, like you said, man, they just got to put the work in, and that's all I'm doing right now is trying to put my work in.
That's it. And so even with me, like I don't do a whole lot of like bragging, but because I do a lot of working. When you working, it ain't you don't have to do a whole lot of bragging. Like, nah, I'm really working. So by
Yeah.
the time you see me post something or offer something, you see the work. You see the progression. You see this. So at the end of the day, results speak for themselves. Like you say, you got case studies, you got reviews, you got everything that say this is a tried and true method. It works, right? That's the main
Yeah.
thing. It works. And we get caught up. I had a different entrepreneur just now, and she was talking about her pricing, and I ended up comment and then I made a post because something hit me. But confidence, man, you have confidence in your system and your process. So when you put a price out, you know this is what it's worth. And your price is based on value, not based on can you afford this or not,
Mhm.
right? As a marketer,
Absolutely.
because
Absolutely.
if you're marketing a business, let's say a business, you're charging them $2,500 for something or just anything. It's $2,500, 5,000, whatever. So if
Mhm.
you charge them $5,000 to make it simple, and that $5,000 makes them $25,000, they don't mind giving you $10,000 next month
Mhm.
because your value is proven.
Exactly.
Your value is not in, hey, I can have you jumping out of Lambo.
Mhm.
You see what I'm saying?
It's
The
false, it's
value,
false pretenses, and that leads to, in my industry, that leads to it's false hopes and it's false advertising. You're selling a dream to a business owner. You're selling a dream to a business owner. Like that's so crazy. Like when they just put that content out there, they don't
Mhm.
understand that they're selling a business owner on a fake dream immediately
Right off
with
the rip.
without even looking at their business. Like without even
Right off
you
the
could
rip.
put two concrete companies right next to each other, and I guarantee you all of them have different analytics and data.
Right off the rip. Right
Just
off
due
the
to
rip.
branding.
Right off the rip. So that's where they get all of these disgruntled clients from because they're not managing expectations.
No.
They're signing people up and saying, look at my Lambo. You want a Lambo too? Buy my $1,500 course. And it don't work like that.
They got me. They got me with one back
No,
in the
I've
day.
done it before. I've done
They
it.
got me. Dude hopped out with his wife and a kid, talking about they hopped out the Mercedes, talking about, 2 years ago I was broke. And I was like, oh yeah, this is like,
I'm ready.
yeah. I was like, shoot,
I'm
sign me
ready.
up. So
So
I made it through two calls.
oh man. So, and this what I'm telling people. I've done it. I bought all the ebooks. I bought all kind of stuff. All it's like, bro, you buy these courses and you do all of this stuff, and it doesn't work like that. Like you gotta put in the work. I
Yeah.
don't care what the course is on. They can tell you, look, here's a white label, white glove business, whatever. You just sign up and we're gonna build this business out. You have to do something.
Yeah. I had a photo shoot yesterday with a client, and I had a third party photographer come out because I needed a food photographer because I don't have any of those. So I needed
Yeah.
this little cool little girl came out, shot the shots, and we were sitting there talking. And she's like, "Hey, I got a question for you." I was telling her about a little bit of my background. She was like, "I'm thinking about going to school again, and I'm either going to go for something or digital marketing. Like, what do you think digital marketing would be a good degree to go for?"
Mhm.
And I told her, I said, honestly, I wouldn't put myself in college debt over it. I would just find a really, really credible course and
Mhm.
take that because even if you get an associate's degree, a bachelor's degree, I know people right now with recently that had bachelor's degree in marketing couldn't find work. Um, you know, and I told her, I said, one thing that college won't teach you, because I just did my certification and everything else I have is self-taught. And
Yeah.
they're not going to teach you the psychology and the troubleshooting that you have to go through with every single different client and dealing with that. It's like the traditional college story, man. Like you don't know it. Experience is a better teacher than a book
Definitely.
sometimes.
Definitely. And what people don't realize, like even with me, I've always survived off my natural instinct. So I didn't go to college per se for the certificate. I went to college for structure, right? I've always survived off my natural instinct.
Yeah.
I've been hustling all my life. So I've hustle, and I've been pretty good at hustling. But I had no real structure because I wake up early. Even now, I wake up 2, 3 in the morning. I tell my clients this, people be laughing all the time. I wake up early on the weekends. I go to the gym early on the week. I do everything early because I've always hustled. It's my natural thing. If I wake up at 6, I think I slept in. Like, yeah, I slept in today. Like, that's how I think. No, honestly, that's how I think. Even if I go to bed late. Now, it's been times where I've been out like really late, like 3, and I might wake up at like 7:30. And I'm
Hmm.
like, okay, I had to get some good sleep in. And I'm trying to hit the gym at 8. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I'm just saying that a person, You can't think that you're gonna go to school and it's gonna give you all the answers. I knew I didn't have structure. I knew that my problem was I didn't want to follow anyone else's curriculum. I understood that education, formal education was needed.
Right.
Like everybody don't have that. I'm already a hustler. I already have some of the natural things. If you have problems personally, school does it's not going to solve those if you're not a go-getter, school is going to expose you as a slacker. You're not, it's not going to happen. If don't waste your money, don't go in there borrowing them people money and have to pay them back. If you are already, you want to kick your feet up all day, you don't want to do nothing, don't go wasting them people time taking one class at a time. I've literally been in school full time for 3 years straight, 4 classes at a time. For 2 semesters, I had to take 5 classes because I wanted to graduate last May instead of last August. I took 5 classes the last 2 semesters because I said I'm not taking 2 classes during the summer. I'm gonna go
Right.
get this. I'm gonna start this MBA program, and they kind of like warned me against it, but I'm pedal to the floor. Let's get it. So I'm just saying I don't push anything to everybody. I'm a vegetarian. I
Mhm.
haven't eaten meat in years. I haven't eaten pork in like 14 years,
Oh wow.
right? So I don't push that on people. Like I don't talk about it all day. I don't dog people who eat meat. I don't smoke. I don't drink. I don't push that on people. Now, when I say I don't smoke and drink, I don't do it regularly. We'll have
Mhm.
a celebratory drink. Like when I graduate in May, I'm gonna have me a drink. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I'm just
yeah, of
being,
course.
completely honest. But yeah, but I don't regularly smoke, drink anything. I don't gamble. Um, other than a basketball play here and there,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
do. I'm just saying I'm very in control of stuff, but I knew I needed structure. I needed structure that was beyond me, and it's helped me in my business beyond the knowledge that I've gained from school, the structure that I've gained from school because I've been
It,
hustling all my life.
and that's a very disciplined thing to be able to even do that. And a lot of people don't. One thing people can't realize or don't is what they need themselves. And then they don't know how to go get it. Like being a disciplined person enough to know that I thrive in structure. Let me go out of my way to go get this is mine. Like it's that's a big deal. That's big. Like like those are the people in society that separate themselves from the others. Like just like going to the gym is a very disciplined thing that a large percent of society can't do. They can't accomplish
Mhm.
it. They can't do it. And it starts. For me, it's like, well, you as an adult, you can't go to the gym once a day or once every other day, but you were trained since birth to do something every day. You go to school every day. But
Yep,
now as an adult, you can't implement one thing in your day every day
that's it.
because we've traded school for work now.
Yep. And what happens is work drains you, right? So what happens with a lot of people who do stuff that they don't love, you go to work and by the time you're done with work, you want to shut down mentally. You almost want to shut down mentally. And then don't take your personal life into it. Like you said, you had to come home and put something on the stove because you got kids. So
Yeah,
in by the time you do X, Y, Z, let's turn the game on, let's crack a beer and let's relax. Like, you know what I'm saying? I've made,
exactly.
especially if you've made enough money to be comfortable and to not to sit down and not have to worry about a bill. You know what I'm saying? If you worried about a bill, then it's like, okay, let's go DoorDash. Let's
Man.
go do you. I'm just saying, if you know what I mean, you back on the hustle. But for a person to go to work and make enough money, you literally get tied up in that and you like, look, I'm going to work. My bills paid. I may have saved a little bit, invested a little bit. I'm good. I'm gonna go chill, watch me a game. And that's where entrepreneurship it separates people because it's people. I've seen people content, like make good money at a nice job and be like, look, man, I'm about to sell X, Y, and
Mm.
Z, or I'm about to braid here, I'm about to cut hair, like whatever. You feel what I'm saying? You still want to hustle. Like, hold on, I got a knack for this. I'm gonna make these Christmas baskets or Mother's Day baskets, whatever. I'm just saying it's a hustle.
Absolutely, absolutely, man. And it don't stop. I
It
mean,
don't
it's
stop.
it's like a mindset. You just gotta have that mindset. And I don't want to make anyone think that if they're thinking about entrepreneurship or starting their own business, I don't want to stray people away from it. I encourage you to try it um, at least once in your life. You know, if even if it's selling hats or you doing t-shirts or you're good at embroidery or something, you know, try it. You never
Yep.
know. God gave everybody a skill.
Yep. And that's why I wanted to bring entrepreneurs on. Listen, man, if you see people that's successful, um, you see success. You didn't pay them any attention until they became successful.
Yeah.
So to you, it's overnight. Same thing with like artists. You're an artist yourself. Same thing with artists. You will see an artist and you like, oh man, they blew up. Then you will see something like, dang, this was 10 years ago. You got a person that's literally
And see
been
that part.
you didn't see that part. So you're giving up because you feel like it should be microwave. Bam, this even if you're great at crocheting or making these baskets, you feel like I'm good at this, it should happen. Me as an artist, bro, like it was like maybe 3 years. I was like out maybe like 3 or 4 years. I spent a lot of money. I did a lot of music. And in 2015, I started to get the buzz that I was looking for. And people didn't realize how much money I spent and how much time I spent, how much material I put out, how many videos I'd done. By the end of 2015, I may have had 25 videos. Like all of this is money out my pocket. You know what I'm saying? And I'm
Absolutely.
posting some of these old videos the last couple weeks, and people like, "Dang, this dope, bro. This 10 years old.
It's been out. I've been
This
did.
been yeah, this old." But to y'all, it's new because y'all new people. But people don't understand the work ethic. And I talked to a guy yesterday because one of my friends are like doing battle rap and
Mhm.
battle blogging and all of that. And one of my other guys was actually a battle rapper texting me right now talking
Okay.
about man, but because they want me to battle rap. That's where I came from. I came from battle rap.
Okay,
And,
cool.
people like, "Man, I want you to be come back and rap, come battle rap, professionally." And I'm like, "Bro, I respect the craft. I'm not getting in the boxing ring with a boxer and I fight pretty good and I
Yeah.
work and I'm strong and all that. I'm straight. I'm not getting in there with people that this is what they do. And I'm not up for the disrespect. Like, I don't want people spitting in my face, man, F you, your mama, you this. I just don't feel like that right now. So
Got
for a person to not respect entrepreneurship and to jump in that figurative ring, right? Jump in the entrepreneurship ring, and you're competing with other entrepreneurs who have put time, effort, money, took losses, learned from them. They've came up on this, and you're going out there. You have to realize you got to pay your dues.
Yeah, you got to get bumped a couple of times, like, or it ain't gonna work. I feel like if a person ain't learning nothing, I don't want to be by them. I want to be by you.
That's
Oh,
it.
your journey been perfect. All right, bro. No, you
That's
good.
it.
Keep going. Like,
Even with school, right? So when I graduate, my concentrations are business management. In case I want to go into the corporate world, I'm gonna have a
Mhm.
management concentration.
Of course.
But my second certification, my second concentration is in entrepreneurship and innovation for my own company and consulting other small businesses, right? So I just wanted to cover all the grounds. But I have a friend, and my friend went to school about 15, she graduated maybe 15 years ago, something like that. And she has an MBA. And she might be on here, but she was asking me questions like some little questions. I'm like, girl, you got an MBA. You know what I'm saying? You already got an MBA. But
Yeah.
she explained to me. She said, look, I got an MBA 15 years ago. They taught us how to go work for somebody,
Mm,
right? They didn't teach us entrepreneurship. They
mm.
taught us how to go work for somebody. This is how you read a spreadsheet. This is how you do X, Y, and Z. This is how you make presentations. This is how you write a report. This is how nothing about starting a business, nothing about running your own business. It's a difference, right? People leave the corporate world and think I'm gonna be an entrepreneur because I was great at this. You were great at clocking in and following directions.
Yep.
That's one thing.
It's such a difference, man. It is such a difference. Now I've worked with guys who own businesses and they just kind of just was bored. Like they were like, oh man, I just do this for something to do. And I'm just like, man, like, I remember I worked with a guy one time. I ain't gonna say his whole name. Name was Dave. I'll say his name was Dave. Dave was a supervisor at the plant I worked at.
Uh-huh.
Dave made $70,000 a year farming fish at his home. He had ponds at his house that he farmed fish. Made over 70K a year, like breeding fish in these ponds, but came to work to make another 60, 70.
Dang.
Yeah, and I was just like, cheat code. Like, this is a cheat code. But I was 19 at the time, like when I, was around this dude. But there are people out there that are just serial active.
Yep. But you got to learn how to do that too. So you got to learn how to be productive instead of just being, and that's the difference between being in motion and actually making progress. Like
Yeah,
you
yeah.
just get up and being, I had to learn that difference too. Like I had to learn the difference of, okay, you get up early, you shuck and jive, you do what you do, but all you do is make a couple dollars. You haven't set up a system. You haven't set your business up to run to where you don't have to be in your business every day.
Mm.
And that's what we have to get to as entrepreneurs. I'm not starting my business to have to work 40, 60, 70-hour weeks. Right?
Right, right, right.
I'm not doing that. Right?
Because
So
Dave not leaving the plant and going and farming fish for somebody's doing that for him while he's at the plant. Like, he's not leaving a 12-hour shift and then he's got to go. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's not what's happening.
most definitely. So going into entrepreneurship, um, I was leading into this into the new entrepreneurship, where the old entrepreneurship was you write a business plan, you do XYZ, you do a marketing plan. That is not entrepreneurship anymore. What is entrepreneurship is like the scientific process. You think of something, you can write it down. You think of something, you say, okay, bam, this should work. Let me try it. Wow, it didn't work. Let's see what went wrong. Let
Mhm.
me try this. That's entrepreneurship. If a person is not getting into entrepreneurship thinking, let me try this. If it doesn't work, let me try this. If you go and take your last $10,000 and you go trying to farm these fish that Dave is farming,
Oh,
I'm just saying,
I can do it.
I can do this. Dave is doing it. And that's what's happening with them people jumping off them airplanes.
Like, are you
People taking
serious?
their last, people taking their last and thinking this guy's about to make me a millionaire.
The
And
other
they
dude
don't
I
even
worked with at the same plant, raised alpacas. There's another dude. He raised alpacas, sold alpaca fur. We talking about
that's
20 bands. We're talking about 20 bands per alpaca per year.
yeah.
You think he was like, you think he was going home taking care of the alpacas?
Nope.
No. Like, so yeah, people have to have a great understanding of what they're getting, what they are getting themselves into. I highly recommend people at least do research on what you want to do and what you're thinking about doing. Do some research, check out some other business models that are similar to yours or the
Yeah.
one you want to try out, see what they're doing. Do as much preventative maintenance as you can, just shy of experience, to at least prepare yourself. You'll never be prepared,
Yeah.
because if you're prepared, you can't learn. So you'll never be prepared. You could just be a little ready.
Yep. Growth is uncomfortable. And that's where a lot of people in entrepreneurship fall off at because they get uncomfortable. Man, I'm used to having this type of savings or this type of thing. Bro, it's been times where I make some money. I literally go invest as fast as I made it. Fast as it hit my bank account, I've invested. I'm in decent position now that I'm not just doing that, but it's
Yeah.
literally in this 3 years, I have literally made $1,000,
Mm.
spent the like fast as it hit. Let
Yeah.
me go invest in this.
Yeah.
Let me go get some new marketing material, or
Yeah.
let me go get somebody to make me a new website, whatever.
Yep.
Right?
Absolutely.
You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying?
Oh
I'm
yeah. Oh
like,
yeah.
let's do
Same.
this. I'm gonna make sure the bills paid. The kids got shoes and clothes on their shoes on their feet, clothes on their back, food in the refrigerator, and I'm going to invest in my business.
Yeah, because other than that, it really ain't nothing else if you're an entrepreneur, and that's something they don't really understand. Like, a lot of people in there, people who are early entrepreneurs, and
Mhm.
they just don't have that experience yet. one mistake I see people, some people live off their business, right? Some people have to think of an idea to survive,
Hmm.
which is totally fine. But they see that first couple thousand, they think they have money. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, you don't have any money. You shouldn't. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's go take a vacation. Let's go get that new bag.
Yep,
And
most
that's not,
definitely. And that's what I see even while I'm coaching people. So I may be coaching somebody and I may have some people upsell and all that, but I may have something else that they can use. So I may be coaching you on your business credit or starting your business, getting your business tight, and you may need personal credit repair. And you're like, oh, I just can't afford it right now. But you just went and spent $2,500 going to Florida because you wanted to shoot selfies all day for Facebook. Now it was nothing productive. You went to do something to look successful while you're not really successful. That's the
yeah,
craziest thing to me in entrepreneurship. That's the craziest thing to me. You will be more caught up on looking successful. You'll invest more money on looking successful than you will on actually being successful. That's a post. I gotta post that.
yeah, do that, do that. That is
That's for
true,
real.
and to invest it, the ignorance of it is some people think that the better they look, the more attractive people will be to them. And they think people will come flocking to them. It's just not how it works, especially today. Everyone's doing that. It's saturated.
It's over.
It's
And the
over
thing,
with. Like, it's
and,
over.
and it's not a sustainable business model. Because if they do, and then they come and see you don't know anything, and then you losing people anyway. Like, so what that they came? You're hoping that you find a dummy. And most of the people that's dumb enough to invest in you without you actually having proven anything to them or shown them anything,
Mm,
they're not going to use the information. So now you don't even have a good review. They're going to make a bad review because you're taking anybody money that's dumb enough to fall for it,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So
Especially if you don't understand.
it's a catch 22. I seen a coach and she had a decent following when I came home. I don't follow her anymore because it was like something she got into with one of my tech guys. And hey, Brittany, if you want to come on, you can come on too. I'll shoot you a link. You can come on, talk about your entre. See, it's different with females. See how you just jumped on? Females can't just jump on. They got to make sure the hair good. They got to make sure. I ain't mad at them. I'm just
It's
saying
all good. Yeah, for sure. For
it's
sure. It's all good.
definitely different. How you was like, bro, send me a link. You know what I'm saying? If we got a half decent lineup, we ready to go. But
Yeah.
because they gotta have it together, and I ain't mad at them. I love the females.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but with this particular female, I seen her on with Dave Shan. You know who David Shan is? They got the Social Proof podcast, and they do a thing called the hot seat. And
Okay.
I seen this female on the hot seat, and basically she didn't have a clue how to run a business. So during the pandemic, she made a lot of money because it was a lot of money out there. She hit a lick early on in the pandemic, and she got to talking about business credit, this business credit, that, and people bought into it. They were buying her courses, all that. And once you get outside of this, you have to prove it. You have to make some money. You have to make some money. Brittany
Yeah.
is funny. Exactly what I said. She say my hair not done. I love the females, but it's hard for female entrepreneurs because, like I said, with us, I shave every other day probably. But with us, even if we just hit a little quick lineup, we can move and groove. With a female, it got to be on point, and people are judging them based on it being on point. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
And I
even
think
this,
it's
it's like a
unfortunate.
walk around t-shirt. It's a walk around t-shirt. Let's go live.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
care.
I,
I'm
I
gonna
had this one all day. I probably should have took it
yeah,
off. Right.
yeah. I'm
But
saying, let's go live. I don't care. You know what I'm saying?
it's and for the female entrepreneur, I think the playing field is level. It should have always been level, but I think the playing field is leveling. But I do think they also see some hurdles, maybe, that just maybe a little difficult. And I feel that society looks at female business owners different at
Mhm.
times, depending on what they're doing. And I would like to think that their journey might be a little bit harder sometime, depending on their market, because sometimes it's easier for them because they're females. Like, if you're like a life insurance salesman or you're selling auto insurance and you're a female, pretty
Or
easy.
or like with the female I was just talking about is like you build your followers up like every other post was ass. even though she promoting this business coaching and all of that, it was like every other post was ass. So you
Mm,
look up now, you got 30,000 followers who like every picture you post of ass, but only two of them have actually reached out to you about business,
yeah,
right? But for a person that come on and just look at your following, it looks like you're a credible business coach, and all you did was post ass for the last 6 months. You see what I'm saying?
yeah, don't
And
read.
we're I'm just saying sometimes that's going on with females, like some of these business coaches, and then you got other females because a lot of females are entrepreneurs now, and they are more comfortable dealing with female coaches and sis and you know what I mean? It's a little more comfortable to them.
Yeah,
So it's easier for them to market to each other. And they are and sometimes they are getting with each other and not even making the progress that they should make, some of them, because they are comfortable with this is my girl, but your
yeah,
girl is not giving you the right information. And they're doing that even in personal life where they get around um, people that agree with them more than they hold them accountable.
yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
So
I see it
it's
every day.
definitely yeah, it's a catch 22 with females. Like the entrepreneurship journey may be hard because if a female have her kids, it's usually full time. You know what I'm saying?
Man, man.
So if even with yeah, if even with you having the kids now, obviously you got the kids there. With you having the kids now, if anything was to happen, usually the woman end up with the kids, and if she's pursuing entrepreneurship, then it's harder. Like I got to do this. I know females that's like that. Like dang, I can't do this because I got to have I got my son on my hip or I got
Yeah.
my daughter
Oh
on my
yeah.
hip. So it's
Yeah.
just it's a give and take either way it go. Like you gotta, but even in that, you work to your benefits. Me being a felon, there's things that open up to me different type of opportunities because I'm a returning citizen and the things that I've done with my life. So people may call me to come speak about something just because of my story. Whatever your story is, you should always be selling your story,
Right.
right? So you use that to your benefit. Same way with you and what happened physically. That's something you have to sell. And that's something I seen a guy, he run a real successful Facebook group. And it
Mm,
started with him doing, I think he had like a speech impediment.
mm,
This guy had a speech impediment. And he started building these Facebook groups based on his speech impediment. Now he runs a business group, um, but he literally built thousands of followers around his speech impediment group, and now he got a business group. But your story is your story. I hate when people try to over exaggerate it. Like I've had a business, somebody offered me a business coaching program. This guy say, my parents got divorced when I was 3 years, bro. What the hell that got to do with life, bro? You trying to make a struggle up? You a trust fund baby?
yeah.
My
No,
parents
I don't
got
like
divorced.
that.
Yeah,
Nah.
like it was like you selling me cheese, bro. My parents got divorced when I was 3 years old. I went to the best college and dropped out because I was an alcoholic. What? That's cool,
Yeah. Nah, bro. Nah.
bro. Bro, you don't know nothing about this type of struggle, bro. I just got out the feds, bro. What is you talking about? 3 years old, bro. You talking about 30 years ago? Your parents got divorced,
It just sounds like a bunch of personal problems. That's not really influential. Like it's
bro.
just like
What are you
okay.
talking about? You didn't have to overcome that at 25.
No,
Like, what are
no,
you talking about,
no,
bro?
no.
So yeah,
People just like being relevant too. For
definitely.
whatever reason, they'll dig on to it. They'll hold on to whatever. Like,
Oh, drama, everybody a victim. Oh, my wife left me. Like, bro.
yeah. So that's something I see in entrepreneurship too right now that I have a huge problem with is business owners, male and female. I've seen recently that some of them I've met with
Mhm,
that are. So I know two entrepreneurs right now that are going through a divorce,
mhm.
but the divorce is somehow like got their day-to-day business functions on like hold or pause or something. I don't really understand it because
Not at all.
I'm not saying divorce isn't something heavy to go through, but what about the business? Like, I just
No,
feel like you should still be.
nobody cares. If I'm your client, I don't care about your divorce. Just like I go through stuff and my clients don't care that my son is in the finals at football. If the report should have been done today, I got to get the report done. I do
Yeah,
not care that you going through a divorce. You and her need to figure it out, or you need to return my money. That's it.
yeah, bro. Like, I don't.
That's it. That's it. Like, who
That's what
cares?
me saying. Oh yeah, I'm going through a divorce, man. So I kind of got the agency on hold. I really can't get to much right now. I was like, what?
I
Like,
know
so
you
you
paid me 20,000 last month, but I'm like, what? Nobody
like, are you
cares.
not making money right now? But like, what is?
Brittany want to
Okay,
know
man.
about your agency again. I ain't gonna keep you too much longer, man. But
Oh no, you
get
good. I want to yell at my kids, but I'm just on
no,
this
I know.
call.
I see it in your face.
Yeah, no, it's cool. They just be. It's cool. It's cool.
It's no respect. Like you don't hear me on
Yeah,
live.
no, it's cool. I'll get to them.
Definitely. So yeah, run it back to her one more time, and then I get you off of here though.
Yeah. What do you want me to do?
No, run back your business. Give a quick synopsis of your business, and
Oh
let
yeah,
them.
for sure, for sure. One more time. My name is Demetrius Palmer, founder of Detour. Detour is a digital marketing agency that I have founded in order to take a new approach to digital marketing and give entrepreneurs a more comfortable experience. So I do specialize in full service management for people who just hate the internet and they don't want to touch nothing. But I'd
Mhm.
rather business owners take advantage of the consulting because what I do is I take a data and an analytical approach to helping them make business decisions or marketing decisions. And during this process, I teach them the phases of awareness, education, trust building, conversion, the things that they don't really understand. And I give them a better understanding of their digital marketing, how it works for their business, and how to optimize it so they can either duplicate that process on their own or they at least have a better understanding of what's happening before they hand it off to me or someone else so they are able to see, okay, they're not doing that right, or so tracking data and analytics to help business owners make better marketing decisions and consulting them month by month along the way through their journey.
That's what's up. So I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna try to get somebody else on here before I get off.
Yeah,
But
man. Hey, I appreciate it.
no, but whenever you want to lock in, man, or you got another offer, you got an offer that you want to present. I want to bring people to. I want to start getting these interviews with other entrepreneurs. I do a lot by myself on here, and I'll still do that. But
Yeah.
I'm literally getting out of school in 6 weeks, and I want to make this a regular thing. I want to get other entrepreneurs on here. I'm gonna have the time to do it, and I can't wait to just hear everybody's story. And I just because I want to use it to motivate people, man.
Absolutely, man. And I love telling my story, and I'm gonna lock in too because I want to see other people on here and see what they got going on.
Definitely, man. You enjoy the rest of your night, and let's hopefully somebody tap in and can use these services too. They can be motivated, but they need to be motivated to buy some too.
Yeah, they gotta take action. It's just like, what are the consequences of you
Most
not
definitely,
dialing down on something like that? So
most definitely.
I appreciate you, man. Whenever you need me, holler at me.
My guy, go ahead, do your thing. All right, all right. So we got Brittany don't want to come on. Let me see who else. Let me see who else on the Facebook. Yo, I sent a couple invites out. My people ain't joining y'all. A lot of people talking about their hair. This was really a spur of the moment thing, y'all. I had a good day today. I made a few dollars, and I did some calculating, and I realized that I'm running a six-figure business, y'all. I ain't perping either. Like it's not like I'm always looking at my bank account. I'm keeping up with everything. Like it's not even that type of thing. Like literally, I knew I've been doing all right for myself, but today I did some numbers and I said, dang, I'm doing better than all right. And I said, look, I thought about the journey. I've had a decent day. And I was sitting here thinking about the journey and no BS. It was somebody that I had talked to. It was a lead I had connected with like Sunday and I thought they were gonna call me Monday or Tuesday, and they hadn't called. And I was like, dang, man, I gotta touch base with him. And when I went to grab the phone to call him, his wife was texting me. Like, I swear it was like simultaneously. And it came through, and I was like, dude, I was just about to text your husband. And she spent some more money with me. And I'm like, dude, like, it's it's not even a thing to where you get these $500, $1,000 phone calls. And this is something that I brought this to myself. I worked hard and I don't want anybody to think the type of things that's going on in my life is easy. I really bust my ass. the past 6 years, because I spent 17 to 19, so it'd be 7 years. I spent 17 to 19 getting associate's degree in the feds. I got associate's degree in the feds. And then I spent 2020 getting a paralegal certificate. You can see it is back there. Paralegal certificate back there somewhere. I got a degree, I got a couple degrees, paralegal certificate. And then I spent 21 through 23 getting my bachelor's and 23 to 24 getting my master's. And I've literally been on an educational journey for the past 6 years. And the past 3 years, I've built a business up. And everything counts. Even this, even these type of uh streams and different things like this, everything counts. Every connection counts. I met Brittany in the tax group. Going into this year, I decided I want to do taxes, and she was doing good at taxes. I was doing good at taxes, and I ended up reaching out to her about something, or vice versa. Maybe she reached out to me about something, but whatever. You connect with people on your journey, and people respect the fact that you putting in work. And for a person to underestimate entrepreneurship, you are setting yourself up for failure. Entrepreneurship is hard. It's a little easier for me now because my reputation, and I got decent reviews and different things like that. So it's a little easier for me now. Just a little easier for me now because I have some type of proof of what I do. I have some type of proof of what I do. So it's a little easier for me to sell whatever I'm selling. And I have a pretty big offer that I'm about to start offering maybe next week. So we are working on the funnel. It's actually my first professional funnel. I have somebody building out the funnel. They may be ready tomorrow or Saturday, something, but it's coming up. And I have a pretty good offer, and it's a pretty reasonable offer. And there will be no type of negotiating the offer. I will offer a payment plan. It's a $2,500 offer. I will offer two other options. You can pay within 2 months, and that would be $1,300 for each payment, and it's 30 days apart. Or you could pay within 3 months, and it'll be $900. So you'll end up paying an extra hundred depending on the month. And I feel like that's fair. I am not going to do um, the systematic charging, because what happens is you get these different companies and they will allow you to finance different programs, and then they overcharge you. So for a $2,500 program, a person end up paying 3,200, 3,300, and I don't want to do that. I want to give it, it's self-financed. So you will have to pay every 30 days though, but it's self-financed. So but the offer includes personal credit, business credit, coaching, and the real life business builder software, which is built on the Go High Level platform. And I feel like the offer is unbeatable. Like the offer is unbeatable. And I'm not trying to negotiate, like literally not trying to negotiate. So I'm gonna go live on here a lot more as school finishes up. I graduate May 2nd or 3rd, one of the two. The first week of May, I'll be done with school. I have more time to do more content. And I love doing this, y'all. But I'm telling y'all, if you look on the side of me right now, I got school books and different stuff around. I am very busy, so this takes a lot of time, and I get on here and I don't want to get off. It's been an hour already. Brittany, I love doing this too, and I love entrepreneurship, and I want to talk to my people more and more about entrepreneurship. And I just want to encourage people because it is a real journey. It's a real journey. It took me about 2.5 years to build a six-figure business. I've seen people do it faster. I was trying to get KP on here. KP is another entrepreneur. I don't know. KP must be busy. He was on the post, but I sent him the link. KP must be pretty busy. Yeah, KP didn't come on here. He probably busy. He a very busy man, but I would have loved to get KP on here to talk about his entrepreneurial journey. I have a guy that I buy clothes from, and I got like a bunch of clothes that I just bought. I haven't even opened them. And yeah, more definitely inspiration to pay your mentor and believe in yourself to take the step. More definitely. Brittany says that she left her dialysis job of over 10 years. And we were just in communication before I got on here. And definitely, Brittany, just let me know when you free, and I'll try to make sure I make some time, and we can get on here and you can talk about your journey and encourage some of the females and males too to do what you do. And the nursing thing is very lucrative right now. And more so than money, it's opportunities that you can make for other people. And that's something that's important too. You have to be able to make opportunities for other people. So I've made money for people that do uh website building, everything. Like I've sent clients to different people that do different things from graphics to whatever else. And that's very important. As a business owner, you will have to make other people money, whether it's people that's under you or people that's working on the side of you. But you have to want to see everybody win. Because being a hater don't get you nowhere. Even if you get a quick win, being a hater will definitely not benefit you in the long term. So I'm not going to stay on here too long. We got on here right at 7. So this one ran a little longer than an hour. I try to keep them between 40 minutes and an hour. But if we get to kicking it, we get to kicking it, y'all. So Brittany has agreed to come on. I got Stacks. Stacks agreed to come on soon. One of my guys is a comedian and he's doing very well in his comedy, and I want to get him on. I got a couple other people though. I got a couple other people I'm gonna reach out to, and I'm gonna just get entrepreneurs on here to talk to y'all. And that's what we gonna do. So we gonna do something that's true to the business, true to me. And I want to get y'all on and tell y'all stories so you can inspire, educate, and enlighten other people on what it's like to be an entrepreneur. Thank y'all for tuning in. I can't wait to get back on here. I will chop clips of this up and post it on social media for reels and different things like that. To repurpose this content. If you like something, just check out the full interview, the full live on my YouTube page. It's Chosen One Jackpot, and it'll be in the Facebook stuff. I usually delete it, but you will definitely be able to catch it on my YouTube page. It's Chosen One Jackpot, and just go to live, and you will see these different videos. Y'all, I'll see y'all next time. Stay focused, stay confident, and stay motivated. And that's real life.